Um, well, well, you're perfectly right. If we're going to take off the artificial stricture of teacher and student, why should my problems be any more a mystery than your own? Of course I have problems, as you saw.
With what?
With my wife, with work.
With work?
Yes, and perhaps my problems are, do you see, similar to yours.
Would you tell me?
All right. I came late to teaching, and I found it artificial. The notion of, I know and you do not. And I saw an exploitation in the education process. I told you. I hated school. I hated teachers. I hated everyone who was in a position of a boss because I knew. I didn't think, mind you, I knew I was going to fail because I was a blank. I was just no goddamn good when late in life, when I got out from under, when I worked my way out of the need to fail,
How do you do that?
you have to look at what you are and what you feel and how you act. And finally, you have to look at how you act and say, if that's what I did, that must be how I think of myself.
I don't understand.
If I fail all the time, it must be that I think of myself as a failure. If I do not want to think of myself as a failure, perhaps I should begin by succeeding now and again. Look, the tests you see, which you encounter in school, in college, in life, were designed, in the most part, for idiots, by idiots. There is no need to fail at them. They are not a test of your worth. They are a test of your ability to retain and spout back misinformation. Of course you fail them. They're nonsense. And I?
No.
Yes, they're garbage. They're a joke. Look at me. Look at me. The tenure committee. The tenure committee. Come to judge me. The bad tenure committee. The test. You see? They put me to the test. Why? They had people voting on me I wouldn't employ to wax my car. And yet, I go before the great tenure committee and I have an urge to vomit, to puke my badness on the table, to show them I'm no good. Why would you pick me?
They granted you tenure?
Oh no, they announced it, but they haven't signed. Do you see? At any moment, they might not sign. I might not. The House might not go through. Hey? They'll find out my dark secret.
What is it?
There isn't one, but they will find an index of my badness.
Index?
A pointer. You see? Do you see? I understand you. I know that feeling. Am I entitled to my job and my nice home and my wife and my family and so on? This is what I'm saying. That theory of education, that theory. What? What?
I want to know about my grade.
Of course you do.
Is that bad?
No.
Is that bad that I asked you that?
No.
Did I upset you?
No. And I apologize. Of course you want to know about your grade. And of course you can't concentrate on anything. The telephone starts to ring. Wait a moment.
I should go.
I'll make you a deal.
No, you have to.
Let it ring. I'll make you a deal. You stay here. We'll start the whole course over. I'm going to say it was not you. It was I who was not paying attention. We'll start the whole course over. Your grade is an A. Your final grade is an A. The phone stops ringing.
But the class is only half over.
Your grade for the whole term is an A. If you will come back and meet with me a few more times, your grade's an A. Forget about the paper. You didn't like it. You didn't like writing it. It's not important. What's important is that I awake your interest, if I can, and that I answer your questions. Let's start over.
Over with what?
Say this is the beginning.
The beginning?
Yes.
Of what?
Of the class.
But we can't start over.
I say we can. I say we can.
But I don't believe it.
Yes, I know that, but it's true. What is the class but you and me?
There are rules.
Well, we'll break them.
How can we?
We won't tell anybody.
Is that all right?
I say that it's fine.
Why would you do this for me?
I like you. Is that so difficult for you too? There's no one here but you and me.
All right, I did not understand when you referred.
All right, yes.
When you referred to hazing.
Hazing.
You wrote in your book about the comparative.
She checks your notes. Are you checking your notes?
Yes.
Tell me in your own.
I want to make sure that I have it right.
No, of course. You want to be exact.
I want to know everything that went on.
That's good.
So
That's very good. But I was suggesting many times that which we wish to retain is retained oftentimes, I think, better with less expenditure of effort.
Here it is. You wrote of hazing.
That's correct. Now, I said hazing. It means ritualized annoyance. We shove this book at you, we say read it. Now you say you read it. I think that you're lying. I'll grill you. And when I find you've lied, you'll be disgraced, and your life will be ruined. It's a sick game. Why do we do it? Does it educate? In no sense. Well, then, what is higher education? It is something other than useful.
What is something other than useful?
It has become a ritual. It has become an article of faith that all must be subjected to it. Or to put it differently, that all are entitled to higher education. And my point?
You disagree with that?
Well, let's address that. What do you think?
I don't know.
What do you think, though?
I don't know.
I spoke of it in class. Do you remember my example?
Justice?
Yes. Can you repeat it to me? She looks down at her notebook. Without your notes. I ask you as a favor to me, so that I can see if my idea was interesting.
You said justice.
Yes.
That's that all are entitled.
Yes, to a speedy trial, to a fair trial. But they needn't be given a trial at all unless they stand accused, eh? Justice is their right. Should they choose to avail themselves of it, they should have a fair trial. It does not follow, of necessity, a person's life is incomplete without a trial in it. Do you see? My point is a confusion between equity and utility arose. So we confound the usefulness of higher education with our, granted, right to equal access to the same. We in effect create a prejudice toward it, completely independent of...
That is prejudice that we should go to school.
Exactly.
How can you say that? How?
Good. That's right. Speak up. What is a prejudice? An unreasoned belief. We are all subject to it. None of us is not. When it is threatened or opposed, we feel anger and feel, do we not, as you do now, do not good.
How can you?
Let us examine. Good.
How?
Good. When?
I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
How can you?
I beg your pardon.
That's all right.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, Stubbins.